What's up, everybody? Brett Mix here, Macho Wrestling 101, here for the Monday Night Wars. This is Monday Night Raw, October the 30th, 1995, the day before Halloween. This was the 133rd episode of Raw in its history. This Raw was taped in Brandon, Manitoba, Canada, on October the 23rd and October the 25th. They did Raw tapings on both those dates. This would be the 25th, I would imagine, because it's the second Raw tape here. Ratings were 2.6 to 2.2 last week for Nitro, and this week Nitro is coming off Halloween Havoc and outdrew Raw again, 3.3 to 2.1. So Raw draws a 2.1 rating. They fall down, and this is the second week ever that they've lost to Nitro. It's never happened 2 consecutive weeks. So this is the first time ever that they've lost to Nitro consecutive weeks in their history, this Raw. But the Raw did a 2.1, as I said, so the all-time record right now, and this is the 8th week, the all-time record is 3 wins for the Raw, 3 wins for Nitro, and 2 draws. McMahon and King do the commentary, and we open with the premiere of Goldust, for the first time on Monday Night Raw. He made his debut at In Your House, with the Cold Winter North, or whatever it was called, and he beat Marty Jannetty, but here he takes on Savio Vega. Lawler was dressed as a surgeon. McMahon was dressed in white and black like an old prisoner. He looks ridiculous, but it was funny. They're in their Halloween costumes. Lawler makes all kinds of jokes. Carlos Cabrera is dressed as a devil. Savio Vega hammers away at Goldust, even though the Golden One jumped him early and beat him up often. Vega with fury. Goldust then throws Vega shoulder first into the post and would work on that shoulder the whole match. King references a ton of films because Goldust's character is like that. This was a great way to introduce Goldust, one of the best WWE characters of all time. They took a chance with him and it was a hit. Goldust with Vega, injured shoulder. He works on him with that armbar. Vega then lands a crossbody and Goldust kicks at him again. More torquing of the arm and a clothesline. Vega may spoil the premiere, as McMahon says. It'll be a box office flop, McMahon says. Savio Vega missed a heel kick and Goldust dropped him with a boot. Then a pinning combination on the injured shoulder and Goldust wins. King says Savio Vega hopes are gone with the wind. More movie references. As Goldust wins at 5:46 to remain undefeated in his first Raw appearance. He had the victory over Marty Jannetty, like I said, but now he beats Savio Vega. Not a bad match for 5 minutes. I rate it 2.5 stars. Doc Hendricks looks freaky as a pumpkin. He's doing a slam jam, and once again we're interrupted to make the appearance that this is a live show and anything can happen. And all it is Razor, Ramon, and 123 Kid talking backstage. That's the only thing that had happened. They cut from that, and then they go back to slam jam, and Doc Hendricks continues to promote the Survivor Series, where Brett will take the deal on Diesel. Marty Jannetty faces Joe Dorgan. Marty is one of the most exciting stars of the WWF, McMahon says. Yep, must be 1995. Dorgan's the jobber, Joe Dorgan. Just in case you need to know who the jobber was in Marty Jannetty's match. Jannetty needed to go back I just laughed at my own joke. Jannetty needed to go back in the win column after defeating Goldust, so it was a smart booking move to have him beat a jobber here. It was a basic jobber match, star and a quarter. Jannetty beats him at 2:34. McMahon in this prisoner outfit is ironic because the WWF in 1995 is almost like he was keeping us in a prison. So the fact that he's a prisoner it's kind of ironic. It kind of plays on real life, you know. Interviewing Cornette and Bulldog in the middle of the ring. Clarence Mason is America's finest litigator, Jim Cornette says, and he's called because has questions about Monsoon's ruling. It's unacceptable how the Bulldog is not given a WWF title match after beating Diesel, and after he would have beat Diesel in your house if Bret Hart didn't disqualify him. Because Bulldog won, and it said the winner of the Bulldog Diesel match would face Bret at Survivor Series. But the caveat was the winner, and Bulldog won by DQ. So, but McMahon goes, but it should be understood the WWF champion faces Bret. But Bulldog says, no, in the contract it said that the winner of the match faces Bret, and Bulldog won by DQ, but not the title over Diesel. So Bulldog is mad that he's not the one facing Bret. So they have Clarence Mason be a litigator for Jim Cornette, and they work out a thing where I think this is what gives Bulldog a title match at In Your House Seasons Beatings, where he has that classic with Brett. I think that's the reason why they made Bulldog the number one contender. Now we see why. Next up, we had the Smoking Guns defending their WWF Tag Team titles against John Reckner and Phil Apollo. Yep. I don't know what the jobbing team did to get a title shot, but the Guns sure put these titles on the line against everyone and everyone. They put them on the line against that tag team PG-13. At least PG-13 was a jobber team that won something. Phil Apollo and John Reckner is just a thrown-together jobber team that hasn't won anything. Unless they've been winning on Superstars, and I just didn't see it. But still, they're jobbers. They're not even regular jobbers. They're like people that would appear once a year. I don't know why they get a tag title shot, but anyway, Billy Gunn twerks the arm. He does an arm wringer all match, and a lot of the arm ringers tonight, a lot of arm bar working tonight in almost every match. Vega, Goldust, the main event that's still to come, and this tag team match, a lot of arm bars. 1-2-3 Kid cut a bad promo on the Smoking Guns during the match. He looked high. I'm not gonna say he was high, but he looked high. He looked like he had took 20 somas. He was drowsy. He was like, 1-2-3 Kid. That is the 1-2-3 Kid. He was like, Razor Ramon, I'm gonna get you, and and he talked that quietly too. McMahon was a little bit embarrassed, I think, after the words. Anyways, the Smoking Gun beat John Reckner and Phil Apollo and retain the titles at 251. I'll give it a 1.5 because it was some decent wrestling in it. Razor Ramon defended the Intercontinental title against Owen Hart with Jim Cornette. Owen Hart won the Battle Royal last week, so he's the number one contender for this IC title. Owen does his arm wringer front flip into an armbar maneuver where he does that somersault flip. Razor reverses with an armbar himself, slapping on Owen Hart's bad left arm. He works this arm the entire match. Owen with a side headlock into a clothesline. Owen tries to hide in the corner and says no. After a crossbody attempt, Razor catches him and hits a fallaway slam. Ramon goes for the armbar, and then after the near fall, Owen Hart is in pain. Yokozuna comes to the ring with Mr. Fuji beside him. Owen sent Ramon to the outside as Owen sells the arm and does a baseball slide into Razor into the steel barricade. Owen then from the apron slaps Razor Ramon and then goes woo! And Razor Ramon turns around to see Owen cheering, and Owen goes, no, please no. It's just great heel work by Owen Hart. Owen climbs to the top turnbuckle and hits a missile dropkick, near fall. Owen spears Ramon in the midsection of the corner. Owen then chokes Ramon out in the middle rope. Owen with a spinning heel kick after a leapfrog and a close near fall. This was a good match. Owen driven to the canvas as Ramon countered Owen Hart's sleeper. Ramon with the benefit since it's a slugfest. Razor Ramon sets up for the Razor's Edge, but Yokozuna comes in and deliberately disqualifies him. Razor Ramon takes it to Yoko after the match. Razor wins by DQ and keeps the title at 10-16 after Yokozuna interfered. Owen Hart would eventually win the title, but not on this night. Great 10-minute IC title match here. I rated it 3 stars. Show closed with Yokozuna and the 1-2-3 Kid running into the ring. Yoko took out the Kid. Then Ahmed Johnson came behind Yokozuna. Yokozuna turned around and Ahmed Johnson slammed Yokozuna. The crowd goes crazy. Then the British Bulldog runs into the ring, but that's all we see. We see a Bulldog run into the ring staring at Ahmed Johnson. So they're just previewing some Survivor Series match here to end the Raw. This episode, I graded it 6.5 out of 10. There was a good Razor Ramon Owen Hart main event. A good Savio Goldust match. Good way to debut Goldust. The Guns defended the titles. Jannetty gets a win. And other decent promos on the night with Clarence Mason and Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette knows how to sell a match. And a storyline. Judging based on the talent they had with the work, it's a 6.5 out of 10. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're enjoying these reviews, and hopefully you guys can watch these reviews whenever you watch the Monday Night Wars back again. Hopefully that this is here I have an archive for Nitro, I have an archive for Raw for that very reason. It doesn't have to be right now. Whenever you guys go back and watch the Monday Night Wars, keep this. So bookmark my site, subscribe to my channel, whatever you got to do. Just keep tuned in, and you guys can watch these reviews with the shows. It might make them better. Anyway, I'm Brett Mix. That's this Raw week. This is the week of Raw where they drew a 2.1. They lose to Nitro for the second week in a row for the first time ever in consecutive weeks. I'm Brett Mix, and I'm out.